Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's class, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 5, beginning from text 113. We're fortunate this morning to have His Grace Vishnugada Prabhu from ISKCON, Philadelphia, to give a class. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Prabhupada.
Kalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We go ahead, right? Chaitanya
Yes.
Charita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, fifth chapter, 113th verse. We don't have any. What's that?
You can do more verses if you want. This is it.
Yeah, I saw that note.
Okay. Good.
Usually we chant the Paramakarana before because.
Okay. I'll pull it out.
Thank you so much. Or maybe somebody else knows this verse.
Yeah, I can put it right now. Okay. Right,
thank you.
Parama karuna pahu dvijana nitai gaurachand.
Oh, by the way, if anybody is in a position to unmute themselves, it's okay. I encourage that because that's a good way to have kirtan. I know at the beginning of the COVID-19 episode during the Zoom classes, most people said, oh, we should mute everybody because it's not exactly in time if you unmute. But my take is that it's better to chant than even if it's a little off. Nānā even if it's a little off, better to chant back and forth because there's not that many opportunities in our lives to have kirtan. So if it's possible, if it's not possible, it's okay. But if it's possible, I encourage you to unmute when we do this beginning kirtan. And I know that Parikshit Prabhu always does, which is we have a duet here. Go. Parama karuna pahu dvijana nitai gaurachandra.
Parama karuna pahu dvijana nitai gaurachandra.
Shab avatāra Shad Shiramani Kevala Ananda Kanda
Sava Avatāra Sashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda
Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudridha Vishwasa Kori.
Bajo Bajo Bai, Titanya Nitai, Sudhira Vishwa Sakuri.
Vishaya Chariya Serase Majia Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari.
Vishaya Chariya, Serase Magia, Muke Bolo Hari Hari.
Dekha Ore Bhai Tribhuvane Nai Emona Doyalo Data.
Deko Ore Pai, Tribhuvani Nai, Emonado Yala Data.
Pashupaki Jure Pashana Vidare Shuni Jar Gunagata.
Pashupaki Jure, Pashana Vidare, Shuni Jandra Gunagata.
Sangsare Majia Rohili Podia Shepode Nohilo Asha.
Samsare Matia, Ruhili Puria, Siparina Hilo Acha.
Apana Karama Bhunjaye Shamana Kahaye Lochandasa.
Apana Karma, Punjaye Shamana, Kahuilu Chana Dasa.
Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Parama Karuna Pahudvijana Nitai Gora Chandra.
Parama Karuna Pahu Dvijana Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Parama Karuna Pahudvijana Nitai Gora Chandra.
Shabavatar Shad Shiramani Kevala Ananda Kanda.
Saba Avata Sashirmani Kevala Ananda Kanda.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajak Acharya Ashtotarasthita Shishimad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai.
Yay,
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
yay,
ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
yay,
नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय।
yay,
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
yay,
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय।
yay,
वृंदावन धाम की जय।
yay,
नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय।
yay,
गंगा माई की जय।
yay,
जमुना माई की जय।
yay,
तुलसी देवी की जय।
yay,
भक्ति देवी की जय।
yay,
समवेता भक्त वृंद की जय।
yay.
गौर प्रेम आनंदे।
Hari Hari Mo.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We're reading
studying, discussing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 5, text 113. This is Bengali language. Sarvanga Sundar Damodar Prabhu. Are you in a position where you can chant the verse in Bengali?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I can chant.
Thank you so much.
Please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to
Yes,
Prabhupada.
yes.
yuga-manvantare dhari nānā avatāra dharma saṁsthāpane kare adharma saṁhāra.
I'm going to read the translation. In the ages and millenniums of Manu, he appears as different incarnations to establish the principles of real religion and to vanquish the principles of irreligion. Purport. Lord Vishnu, who lies in the ocean of milk, incarnates himself in various forms to maintain the laws of the cosmos and annihilate the causes of disturbance. Such incarnations are visible in every manvantara, that is, in the course of the reign of each Manu, who lives for 71 times 4,320,000 years. 14 such Manus take their birth and die to yield a place for the next during one day of Brahma. No, I won't go to the next one yet. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sha Pandantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadrit Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Did we go back to 113? Thank you. And the purport, if we can look at, let's see. Yeah. Thank you. So this, I was thinking about this, these verses. Oh, first, I'd like to get permission from everybody, and particularly those who are senior, and the blessings of everybody to be able to speak something worthwhile. Those who are senior by age or advancement in Krishna consciousness and or advancement. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very kind of you. Thank you. So I was thinking about this verse and the verses coming, and what value is it to us to know? And this is a question for the audience. This is not a rhetorical question, but of what value is it to know about Manu and there's different incarnations and all this kind of information? Is it important to know? And if it is, why do you think that might be so? If I could hear from you. You understand the question?
Yeah. Well, I do, I think, to some extent. It's important to know. So if the more you know, the better you understand things and understand why you should do what you're supposed to do, especially the directions of a spiritual master. When you understand things around you, it's a better feeling than being ignorant about it.
Yeah, so good, important general information about how things are working. Yeah, sure. Any other thoughts about this? I know I'm going right off the bat asking these questions, and that's not always done, but I thought it was, because this information here, I mean, this is not something that we can arrive at by speculation or research on, figuring it out. But this is, and it's beyond our perception. And it's what exact influence or importance does it have to our lives here on this Earth planet when we're talking about a person who's living 4,320,000 years times 71? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Sarvanga Sundar, Damodar Prabhu. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, personally, like it's when I look at these numbers, then I feel that how insignificant I am, and that makes me humble and be submissive to authorities or to Guru in Krishna. So and like this is just about like Manus and Brahma, and then what to speak of Lord Krishna. So yes, that's what comes to my mind at the moment. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Puts ourselves in a position of appreciating the vastness of the universe and the, cosmic orders. Yeah. In relation to that. Anybody else have a thought? I don't know if dear Krishna Prabhu has any thoughts on this. He often is
Hare
thoughtful.
Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All
Yes,
glory to
yes.
Srila Prabhupada. In addition to what Parikshit Prabhu and Damodar Prabhu said, I think it also gives us a confidence that we are all connected to the Supreme Lord Krishna in a chain, in some kind of succession. It gives us a real history.
Ah, okay, very good, very good. Yes, all these things, So, it may seem this is very, very abstract information, but because we don't deal with it in our everyday lives, but still, like I appreciate that. Yes, yes. So I was thinking, in when you go to school, um, many people where we have to take civics class. Maybe I don't know if any of you had to take civics class, where you learn about, the president and the Congress and all these things and how they work. And of course, you don't have very much daily interaction with senators or, the president or any of that, but just to know that the things are working in a certain way and it's arranged under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's very important. As dear Krishna Prabhu said, it gives us confidence. We're not just left here in this world as orphans, abandoned by God to our own devices. But no, there's a system, and the system is not just occurring. This emphasizing just one time in the Christian religion. They take the tack that there's one Savior, and that's it. But in Vedic system, there's the avatars are coming again and again and again, like the waves of the ocean. So Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, hasn't abandoned us. So there's all kinds of avatars. These are within the manvantaras. There are many, many avatars that are coming. And what is the purpose of those avatars? Why do they come? Because the religion, the dharma, actual dharma is established, but over time, as we know from Bhagavad Gita, the principles of religion gradually are lost. So they have to be reestablished. In this verse, it's called saṁsthāpana, reestablished, or also here in the purport, it says they maintain the laws. Okay, some of the laws might get lost and some need to be maintained. So Krishna, as the ultimate responsible person, he makes sure that these laws are continuously reinvigorated, reestablished, reinforced, maintained for the benefit of all of us people, which I found is quite interesting. Does that make sense? I'm thinking it made sense anyway. And so
Yeah.
this, yeah, the principle that over time, because in this material world, over time, everything degenerates. Also, the principles of religion, even though they're initially pure, over time, they become degraded. And Krishna comes, or his avatars, various kinds of avatars come in order to revive them. And Manu is the 14 Manus in every day of Brahma. He oversees his portion
with many avatars appearing in each Manu. Right now, we're in the 7th Manu of the 14 in this particular day. So it's a little bit, it's about noontime, a little bit before noon, yeah. And because out of the 14, there's 7. And we're in the 28th yuga cycle. There's called a Divya Yuga. Divya Yuga means Satya, Treta, Dvapa, and Kali. Those 4 together are called the Divya Yuga, sometimes called the Maha Yuga. And so we're in the 28th of that yuga, those yuga cycles. So that's 28 out of 71 is, what is that, less than half or more than half? What do you say? You know, those who are math people, come on. Anyway, less than half. It's less 20 out of, so it's not even, in this particular Manu doesn't have, it's not even half of his life done. So then, to reestablish religion, Lord Krishna comes repeatedly through various incarnations, and sometimes he comes himself when things get really tough, just like when there's a disaster somewhere, say in the United States. Sometimes the administrative head will send a lot of his people to check things out. But if he's really serious about getting things done, he'll go himself. He or she, in whatever case it may be, isn't it? So that happens also. Krishna himself comes once every day of Brahma when things are getting really tough. And the same principle of degradation over time can also occur within the Gaudiya Sampradaya. We've seen it happen again during the time of after Lord Chaitanya. Practically things were lost. Of course, Jagannath Das Babaji was there, but practically Prabhupada mentioned in his class that he gave about Bhaktivinoda Thakur that practically the information, the realizations and practices of Shuddha Bhakti was practically lost. Why is that? Because it wasn't known by everybody. It was not well understood. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to reestablish and propagate fully that information, that practice of Krishna Bhakti. And in the ISKCON Hare Krishna movement, we should be very careful to guard against that same degradation that will occur by nature. It happens. It's going to happen. So we have to guard against that. And how we guard against that, we should be very wary about that. It's not that whatever somebody does is okay, but we should be careful to understand what are the principles and try to follow them carefully. For example, I think maybe I gave this example in this class. I don't remember. But Srila Prabhupada, when he was preaching in Australia, several times he mentioned that Jesus Christ is our guru. And maybe I mentioned that here. Jesus Christ is our guru. And so subsequently a devotee asked him, should we put Jesus Christ, he said he's our guru, should we put him on the altar? So you know what Srila Prabhupada's response was?
No.
Did I tell you to do that? Did I tell you to do that? That's very, very telling. Did I tell you to do that? And then he said, no. If I didn't tell you to do that, no. So we have that verse in the Guru Vandana. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Korya Aikya Arana Korya Mane Ash. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. So we take the words and the instructions of the Guru as everything, and other things that were not given by the Guru, we are cautious. We're cautious about implementing them, particularly in a regular devotional program, if that makes sense. All right. Any questions or comments on this? No. If not, then we can go to Next verse? Yeah, we can go to the next verse. And Sarvanga Sundar. Prabhu, Sarvanga, are you busy?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry. Devaganena paya yahara darshana shirodakatire yai kare nastavana. Hare.
Unable to see him, the demigods go to the shore of the ocean of milk and offer prayers to him. Purport. The denizens of heaven who live in the planetary systems beginning from Svargaloka cannot even see Lord Vishnu in Svetadvip. Unable to reach the island, they can simply approach the beach of the Milk Ocean to offer transcendental prayers to the Lord, appealing to him on special occasions to appear as an incarnation. Now, this is a very interesting verse. It's so we know, or we've read in the Krishna book and the Srimad Bhagavatam, that prior to the appearance of Lord Krishna, Brahma, Lord Shiva, Bhumi, and other demigods went to the shore of the ocean of milk and prayed to Lord Vishnu from the shore. There was Lord Vishnu, as Shiradakshay Vishnu was on the island, although they couldn't see him. They could hear his response. So from this verse, it's apparent that that happens not just perhaps at that time, but at other times too. Do you follow my statement? Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So, and inherent in this is that the idea that those who are the Swargaloka and above demigods, they're able to transport themselves to that Svetadvi planet, even if they can only go to the shore. That's very interesting.
Mm.
And that, so they go to the shore of the ocean of milk and they pray. So would Lord Krishna come if they didn't pray? You follow the question?
Mm.
They're praying. So if they didn't pray, if he hadn't gone to pray, would he have come? So there's a reciprocation going on here between Krishna's devotees and Lord Krishna himself. Oh, you want me to come? Please, you pray. We see the same thing. Advaita Acharya prayed for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed for the appearance of a ray of Vishnu. Someone, he said, you please send one of your personal stock. I can't do this on my own. You have to send one of your personal associates to help in this Sankirtan movement. So that's a special occasion. And you may also pray for becoming Krishna conscious and to say somebody is a householder, they can pray for an associate of the Lord to please come and help them in spreading Krishna consciousness or in devotional service as well. Krishna reciprocates, as he did with the demigods, at his will. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Comments, questions, statements?
Mm.
Krishna answers the prayers of his devotees often when they're
The
in
question you
devotional
asked,
service.
sorry.
Go ahead,
The
go ahead.
question you asked, that was quite interesting. Would Krishna have come if the demigods had not prayed for him? I think Krishna knows what's best for all of us. And some things, if the Buddhists can't handle, then just like it did every time the Pandavas were in a situation where they would have been defeated one way or the other, he actually stepped in to help them. So he's definitely always watching out for his devotees. That's what I
Yes,
was thinking. So he probably
yes,
would have come in some kind of way, even if the demigods had not prayed.
good
Because
point. Yeah,
Mother Bhumi was already in anxiety.
good point.
Already in anxiety. Yeah.
Of course, we can only this is a speculative inquiry, but that's all
Yeah.
I just asked the question. You can only but it's to think about it that Krishna is reciprocating with his devotees. In this case, the demigods, and in your case, you're talking about the Pandavas. And I just read yesterday you know, Queen Kunti, when she met Lord Krishna at the marriage of Krishna and Rukmini, she was very pleased and said, prayed to him at that time, we are always feeling your protection. And both herself and her sons. And she said that I could understand that you sent a Krura to Hastinapur to speak with Dhritarashtra for our welfare. So therefore, I can understand we don't have anything to worry about because you are interested and are looking out for us because you sent a Krura to speak to Dhritarashtra. You remember that pastime?
Yeah, yeah.
A Krura. So Kura brought Krishna to from Vrindavan to Mathura for the wrestling match. And near the end of Lord Krishna's stay in Mathura, before he went to Dvarka, he went to Akura's house and he spoke with Akura and he said, I have a job for you. You know, Dhritarashtra is there and the sons of Dhritarashtra, like Duryodhana, they're making some intrigue against the Pandavas. You please go there and talk to him about that. Tell him not to get involved in that kind of thing. So Akura went. And even though Dhritarashtra said, gosh, nothing I can do about this. He threw up his hands. You know, it's fate. That's all I can have. It's fate. I can't do anything. Although he could have. I can't control my son. Duryodhana. Still, but Kunti Devi was there and she was just feeling like a battered bird, I think it said, because there they were getting so commonly mistreated by Dhritarashtra's sons. But the fact that Akura came on the order of Krishna to try to ameliorate the situation gave her confidence and assured that Lord Krishna was going to protect them in all circumstances. That was right. Following your statement there. I agree with you. Okay, next.
Okay.
Sarvanga Shundar.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. तबे अवतारी करे जगत पालन अनंत वैभव तारा नाही गणना. Hare Krishna.
We go up. Translation. He then descends to maintain the material world. His unlimited opulence cannot be counted. Next.
हे विष्णु है यारा अंशे अंशेर अंश से ही प्रभु नित्यानंद सर्व अवत अंश.
That Lord Vishnu is but a part of a plenary portion of Lord Nityananda, who is the source of all incarnations. Purport. The Lord of Svetadvip has immense potency for creation and destruction. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, being Baladev himself, the original form of Sankarshan, is the original form of the Lord of Svetadvip. Next.
ते विष्णु शेष रूपे धरे न धरणी कान्हाचे माही शिरे हे न नाही जानी.
That same Lord Vishnu, in the form of Lord Shesha, holds the planets upon his heads, although he does not know where they are, for he cannot feel their existence upon his heads. Oh, you want to have a question with this?
That's an interesting statement. That's an interesting statement. That he's holding the planets upon his head, although he doesn't know where they are, because he cannot feel the existence upon his head. Those are two parts of this statement that's to me, that's quite interesting. You would assume the Lord knows it all. But then this is saying that is not really not aware, but not paying attention to what's going on with the planets in terms of how they're moving or where they are at any time.
Yes, yes. I get from this a little bit that well, I'll see what you think, that compared to Lord Shesha, those planets are so small or insignificant that, something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, that too. But I was also thinking the other thing I wanted to add was it's possible that he's not really paying much attention because after all, they're material. The Lord doesn't really care much about stuff that's material.
Yeah, so here in this verse, it's the planets on his head. So we're talking about within this universe.
Yeah, this is material planet.
Within this universe. Yeah, material universe. Okay. Next 118.
Oh, no.
सहस्र विस्तीर्ण यारा अनार मंडल सूर्य जिनी मणि गणे करे जलमल.
His thousands of extended hoods are adorned with dazzling jewels, surpassing the sun.
Next?
Yes, next.
Okay.
पंचशत कोटि योजन पृथ्वी विस्तार यार एक फणे रहे सर्प सरसब आकार.
The universe, which measures 500 million yojanas in diameter, rests on one of his hoods like a mustard seed. Report. The Lord of Svetadvip expands himself as Sheshanag, who sustains all the planets upon his innumerable hoods. These huge global spheres are compared to grains of mustard resting on the spiritual hoods of Sheshanaga. The scientist's law of gravity is a partial explanation of Lord Sankarshan's energy. The name Sankarshan has an etymological relationship to the idea of gravity. There's a reference to Sheshanaga in the Srimad Bhagavatam where it is said, Yam ahur asyastiti janma samyamam tribhir vihinam yananantami rishaya naveda siddhartamiva kvachit stitang bhumandalam murdha sahasradhamasu. O my Lord, the hymns of the Vedas proclaim that you are the effective cause for the creation, maintenance, and destruction. But in fact, you are transcendental to all limitations and are therefore known as unlimited. On your thousands of hoods rest the innumerable global spheres, like grains of mustard, so insignificant that you have no perception of their weight. The Bhagavatam further says, 5th canto, 25th chapter, 2nd verse, Yasyedam chiti mandalam bhagavato nantamurte sahasra shirasha ekasmin eva shirshani driyumanam siddhartha eva lakshate. Lord Anantadev has thousands of hoods. Each sustains a global sphere that appears like a grain of mustard. And those who use cooking and mustard seeds, you know how small the mustard seed is. It's very, very tiny. So, and that's all very interesting here, that Lord Anantadev has been given two names. One is Ananta and the other was, did you catch that? The other name before in the previous verse? Sheshanag, right? Sheshanag. Now this is very interesting because on one hand, Ananta, Anta means end, and Ananta means no ending, unlimited, no ending. But then Shesha means it's the end. So Ananta Shesha seems to be contradictory. You follow what I'm saying? Ananta means unlimited, and Shesha means the end. So how is that? We'll see in the next verse or the next two verses. But one other thing in this verse, which is a little confusing to me, is that if you go back up to the translation, the universe rests on one of his hoods like a mustard seed. So now here we were previously talking about the planets, right, resting on the hoods of Shesha, Ananta Shesha, within the universe. But now we're talking about this universe resting on the hood of a mustard, like a mustard seed. You follow? Two different ones, two different things. So, what Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport, he talks about the Lord as Shvetadvip, which is within the universe. So, but it's clarified, this universe, which measures 500 million yojanas, that's the universe, yes. Or in miles, 400 million yojanas is 4 billion miles in diameter, rests on one of his hoods. Okay, that's a little interesting there. And the other point being, She Shankarshan has an etymological relationship to the idea of gravity. Now, what do you make of that?
I don't know. It didn't explain so much detail for me to actually try to put that together, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so
because we're used to gravity in this world. So
yes, so we're talking here of the case that those planets or even the universe, planets are floating in the ether or whatever in space, but they're held up by, according to the spiritual hoods of Sankarshan. So Karshan means attraction. Karshan. So like when Lord Balaram was given that one of his names was Sankarshan, the attraction of the two families of Nanda Maharaj and the Yadus, Vasudev. There's bringing them together. So Karshan, attracting, Sankarshan, fully attracting. That's as far as I understand it, that's the etymological relationship with the idea of gravity. And gravity is taking place not just randomly, but it's also under the order and arrangement of Krishna in his expansion as Sankarshan. Interesting point. Comments, questions, observations?
Thank you, actually, for very nice class. This is quite detailed, technical.
Yes. Let's go to the next verse. The next verse. Sarvanga Shundar.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sehita Ananta Shesha Bhakta Avatara Ishwarer Sheva Vina Nahi Jane Ara.
That Ananta Shesh is the devotee incarnation of Godhead. He knows nothing but service to Lord Krishna. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami, in his Krishna Sandarbha, has described Sheshanag as follows. Sri Anantadev has thousands of faces and is fully independent, always ready to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He waits upon him constantly. Sankarshan is the first expansion of Vasudeva, and because he appears by his own will, he is called Svarat, fully independent. He is therefore infinite and transcendental to all limits of time and space. He himself appears as the thousand-headed Shesha. In the Skanda Purana, in the Ayodhya Mahatmya chapter, the demigod Indra requested Lord Shesha, who is standing before him as Lakshman, please go to your eternal abode, Vishnu Loka, where your expansion, Shesha, with his serpentine hoods, is also present. After thus dispatching Lakshman to the regions of Patala, Lord Indra returned to his abode. This quotation indicates that the Sankarshan of the quadruple form descends with Lord Ram as Lakshman. When Lord Ram disappears, Shesha again separates himself from the personality of Lakshman. Shesha then returns to his own abode in the Patala regions, and Lakshman returns to his abode in Vaikuntha. The Laghu Bhagavatamrita gives the following description. The Sankarshan of the second group of quadruple forms appears as Ram, taking with him Shesha, who bears the global spheres. There are two features of Shesha. One is the bearer of the globes, and the other is the bedstead servitor. The Shesha who bears the globes is a potent incarnation of Sankarshan, and therefore he is sometimes also called Sankarshan. The bedstead feature of Shesha always presents himself as an eternal servitor of the Lord. All right. This is very complex. Does anybody have any questions or comments or observations about this purport?
Yeah, that demands a little mulling over.
That's a little tough for me to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Shesha and then and then Lakshman. And Shesha returning to the Patala region, to the lower region, and then Lakshman is going to his abode in Vaikuntha. But at some point, they are actually together when Lord Ram appears. So he appears with Sankarshan. The only thing that I have to see a correlation to is it's also explained that when Lord Krishna descends, then all the other Vishnu and so on are with him. And even some activities when he does, they say, especially the killing of the demons, that was done by Vishnu. Although we can't see it. Vasudeva, yeah. Although we can't see it, but we just, what we see is Krishna, at least the Shastra says, Krishna got rid of that demon. But then in more detail, the Shastra says it's actually the Vasudeva feature that's doing it.
Good. Thank you. Anybody else has comment on this? I have two comments. One is Srila Prabhupada describes these the Lord Ramchandra's and his associates' descent in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes Lord Ramchandra appears as Vasudev, and then with his Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna as Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And sometimes he appears as Narayan with Chakra, Gada, Shank as his brothers. So Lord Ramchandra appears more than once within the yuga cycles. And the only other comment I have here would be, sometimes we just have to read things and hear it and understand. I'm not going to understand this right now. That's okay. I'll just read it, hear it, and we'll try to contemplate it on it when I get a chance. But I'm going to move on because this is very difficult to understand for me.
My Guma says, file it away.
Okay, got it. So I'm filing this away. Next.
Okay. 21.
सहस्रवदने करे कृष्ण गुण गण निर्वधि गुण गाने अंत नाही पाने हरे कृष्ण.
Fine.
With his thousands of mouths, he sings the glories of Lord Krishna. But although he always sings in that way, he does not find an end to the qualities of the Lord. Shesha. There's no end. That's Shesha. Yeah. Next, text 122.
सनकादि भागवत सुने यारा मुखे भगवनेर गुणे कहे भाषे प्रेम सुखे. हरे कृष्ण.
The four Kumars hear Srimad Bhagavatam from his lips, and they in turn repeat it in the transcendental bliss of love of Godhead. These four Kumaras are the Kumar Sampradaya. They get their knowledge from Lord Shesha. Yeah. Text 123. This will be the last verse we'll do. Yeah.
छत्र पादुका शया उपाधन वसन आराम आवास यज्ञ सूत्र सिंहासन.
Oh, there's one more maybe. He serves Lord Krishna assuming all the following forms: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. So he's a very great servitor. Next.
एत मूर्ति भेद करी कृष्ण सेवा करे कृष्णेर शेषता पाणा शेष नाम धरे. हरे कृष्ण.
He is thus called Lord Shesha, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. Ekal Ishwar Krishna Arshabritya. Everybody, Lord Krishna is the supreme, and everyone else is served. One more.
सहित अनंत यार कही एक कला हे न प्रभु नित्यानंद के जाने तारा के खेला.
That person of whom Lord Ananta is Kala, or a part of a plenary part, is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who therefore can know the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Haribol. Questions, comments, observations, corrections?
Lord Ananta is a part of the plenary part. That person who is that is Nityananda Prabhu. So this is how this describes Nityananda Prabhu's connection here, which is I find quite interesting.
Yes, the first part of Chaitanya Charitamrita establishes the tattva of Lord Chaitanya, and here Lord Nityananda, then Advaita Acharya, using with reference to Vedic knowledge, Vedic Shastric. So, because just like when Lord Krishna appeared, there were many people who believed him to be an ordinary person, and therefore, why should we listen to what Krishna has to say? So similarly, many people take it Lord Chaitanya. He might be a very important devotee, but he's not God. And similarly, Lord Nityananda, he's not on the level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in order to take that out of our consciousness, to remove that mistake from our consciousness, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is helpfully explaining in detail the greatness of here Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is Lord Balaram, Krishna's first expansion.
Mm.
Brajendra Nandana J Sachi Sutta Hoiloshe Balaram Hoilonitai. Lord Chaitanya has appeared as Lord Krishna has appeared as Lord Chaitanya as Sachi-san, and Lord Balaram has appeared as Lord Nityananda. Deen heen jatta chilo harinam uddharilo. And they've come and delivering all the low people. Deen heen. And everybody in this Kali Yuga particularly, we're all low. Jatta chilo harinam uddharilo. How? By encouraging everybody to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
It's not Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya's mission and Srila Prabhupada's mission, and also the mission of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And if we keep that mission fixed in our minds, in our hearts, then things will go very well for ourselves and others, the whole planet. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much.
Other comments.
Mm-hmm.
Hare Krishna,
So,
Prabhu.
Lord,
Yes,
okay.
Sarvanga Shunda, Prabhu.
Sorry, I think Parikshit Prabhu wanted
No,
to
no,
say
that's
something.
okay. That's okay. I was just going to repeat some of the things that I said, but go ahead. I can talk later.
As I was thinking about that, I think 5:122 was the verse, I guess. It talks about how Anantashesh has 1,000 hoods and he is talking the glories and pastimes of uh, Lord Krishna, but he cannot end it. So, like, we keep on hearing that from time to time. We found the verse. Personally, myself,
Oh,
Oh,
I
about
got
his
it.
unlimited glories of Lord Krishna and Anta. Yeah. It within the material world, we don't have much experience of something that continues to expand unlimitedly or goes on forever. Everything's finite. Our lives are finite. Our energy is finite. Our thoughts are finite. But Ananta Shesh, as just a portion of Krishna, is unlimitedly able to glorify Krishna without end. So should we try to emulate that?
We can chant continuously.
Yeah, if you think about it,
The
you can chant.
devices do that.
I mean, if you look at the activities of Srila Prabhupada, I mean, if you look on, say, Vedabase, which we're using here, practically unlimitedly, he would speak of the glories of Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya. You got hundreds and hundreds of lectures, hundreds of thousands of letters, hundreds and thousands of descriptions, in addition to all the books. I mean, it's almost unlimited, again and again and again. Doesn't stop. So we can maybe do if we can do a little bit of that, we can get Krishna's, hopefully get Krishna's, Lord Chaitanya's favor to advance in Krishna consciousness.
I wonder how he found time to do all of that. Every second of his time was used profitably. Very good lesson for all of us. Don't waste time. Prabhupada he talked about sleep as just enough. And sleep too much is waste of time. He said that too. Anyway, so did
anybody else have some comments, questions?
Yeah,
I think the next verse is a really a very complex verse, so that will be. I left that for the next. I think Balabhadra is next, so you see. I'm pretty sure the next verse is quite involved. It's a very good verse too. It's very interesting. So I would recommend that those who are in this class today, although we were covering some very technical points, the next verse is what will be covered next week will be very robust, wonderful. Sarvanga Shunda, Prabhu, you have your hand up. Is that from before or now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So I just wanted to express my gratitude. Thank you for asking me to read the verses because I was attentive all the while and interactive as well. Otherwise, sometimes I fail to keep, my attention on the class. So thank you so much. Hare
I think
Krishna.
it's not only you. I think, but all of us, we have that tendency. So I have that tendency too, and you're not alone. So anyway, that's why it's helpful to. I like to get people involved. You did a good job reading this, and because you know Bengali, I don't know Bengali. You know Bengali, so it's a little more genuine when someone who knows Bengali chants the verse. It's more pleasing when it's the real Bengali sound as opposed to fake Bengali sound that I make.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
any final questions, comments? If not, then we'd like to thank all of you for
Thank you.
coming to class today. And
I thank
have a
you too.
wonderful
I'll thank you too, all of you, Prabhus
Hare
and
Krishna.
Matajis. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Pancha kalpatarubhyascha
Panchakalpatarubhya
kripa
kripa
sindhubhyevacha
sindhubhyevacha
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Sirupad ki
Jai,
jai.
jai.
Okay, everybody. Hare Krishna. Something is in the chat. Oh, okay.
That's Hare
It's
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That's a good one.
Yeah, from Nupu Mataji. Okay, Hare Krishna. Jai.